Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel, and for this video I actually made a messenger interview with Peter Barone. He actually got top 4 using Aqua. He completely went undefeated in Swiss, and I wanted to do like a Discord type of like interview, but he said like his camera wasn't right enough for the job, so I just sent him all the questions through Messenger, and I'm just gonna you know, say the questions and then all the answers that he said. I'm gonna put the picture like right here or somewhere in the video, and I'm actually gonna leave the deck in the description down below if you guys want to check that out. So without any further ado, let's begin. So the first thing I asked him, why Aqua Force from all of the clans? How were your matchups? Any problem you found with the deck? How do you feel about the deck? And any bad matchups in general? And this is his answer. Well, this format, I decided to limit myself to about 5 decks since I went a little crazy in the G era. I only had Oracle Think Tank, Aquas, and Grand Blue at that time. I got really bored with Oracle Think Tank, and his friend wanted to play Grand Blue, so he borrowed it to him. And he actually was going to play Grand Blue at this event. However, he didn't like his playstyle with... He didn't like the playstyle with the deck, it just didn't fit him. And he decided Aqua Force, it's one of his favorite clans, and he wanted to have fun in this regional. And well, he actually got top 4, so you know, that's amazing. Now, his matchups were pretty good. He played against 3 Kagero, 1 Spike, 1 Royal, and 3 Oracle Think Tanks. He went completely undefeated in Swiss, and then he won his top 8 matchup. And he lost in top 4 to Oracle Think Tank because of a misplay that he did. He said there weren't any problems. He says he didn't face any problems with the deck, and he actually he was actually surprised his deck worked better than what he expected. And he wants to give a small shout out to his friend Mike Shun, who told him to run 6 front triggers and 6 draw triggers. So before he turned in his deck list, like 5 minutes before, he changed that, and it actually worked out really well. He has to say that his matchups were really good. Like even Kagero was a good matchup for him, and the pressure Maelstrom gave, it allowed him to control the tempo of the game, and also he pushed his opponents to the corner in every single game. I asked him what was his Oracle Think Tank matchup, and he said it was actually really good. You know, basically what he did was that he rode grade 2, he rode the Algos, he called Theo behind him and called Tidal and Penguin behind him. He rested the Penguin, gave 5k to Tidal, then swing with Tidal, used his skill to stand him, and then when he swung with Algos, he rescued the Penguin, so even if they hit a trigger, Tidal could still hit. And he said that the main goal was to push them around 2 to 3 damages, which is right where you want him, in order to, for the next turn, put Maelstrom and put extra pressures and have the probability to restand the Vanguard. Now, he's saying that with Oracle Think Tank, any tips he might give is to keep up the pressure and don't let them get so much advantage. If you keep up the pressure, their advantage is going to be very minimal, since they will be using all the cards in their hand to guard in order for Maelstrom to not get off his effect. Now, his Kagero matchup, he said it was about the pretty same mentality. He wasn't really much afraid of the Kagero matchup. He said he just saved his key parts until he rode his grade 3, or at least until he rode the Berserk. His opponent rode the Berserk Dragon, and then what he did was that he called the grade 2 to XL and the grade 3 Riptide to normal rigor, because then that shuts down the effect of Bar, which Bar can only retire 2 and under rigors with the Counterblast and the Soul Blast. So by calling the grade 3, you know, Bar can't retire it. And the only way to retire his stuff is by using Waterfall against him or Berserk, but still, it wasn't a big problem at all. I asked him if there was any advice for Aqua players in our community, and he said that alternate between using Tidal and Algos in terms of restander, because most of the time people will be swinging at it, so replace it with the other depending on resources available. Do not forget about Penguin, and try to stay at low damage, so you only need stay at low damage because you only need 1 Counterblast to have a good turn. And this deck tends to stay at an average size hand depending on how many draws you hit. So Promise Daughter and Waterfall can hurt pretty much. Now I asked him finally what were his Spike Brothers and Royal Paladin matchup, and he said Royal Paladin was pretty much stockpiling the PGs in anticipation for Soul Saver while punching them in the face, and kinda the same for Spike Brothers since Sign Freeze on hit is just really good. The only difference is that when Spikes with the Spike Brother matchup, you need to guard when it's cheaper, since they get really big numbers when Royal's columns can be guarded most of the time with only one card. Now, to end this video, I asked him if he had any shoutouts in particular, and he said, shout out to my boy Peter Barone for helping him test on area for the last 2 months, his friend Mike Shun for convincing him to go with 6 front triggers, 6 draws, and his friends Aidan, Marisa, CG, or CG, for keeping up with him and always being supportive to him, and also the guys at Comic Book Depot, Brothers Grimm, and First Choice Card Shops for all their love, support, and friendship. Now, one last thing he says is that he wanted to play Aquas because he didn't like the bullying they were doing to Aqua Force, like the clan specifically. He really believed that the clan wasn't bad at all. However, in the right hands, the deck can have really high potential. So I think that's like pretty much a lesson for all of us to not try to net deck what is good in the format, to always play what you like, and try and figure out how can you play against the meta. And that's what our friend did right here, and he got top 4 with Aqua Force. So now it's a relevant clan because he made it relevant. Now we just need like a Tachikasa player or something like that to, you know, I think Tachikasa player 1, so Mega Colony, okay? Like the unrateable clans, you know, that we don't see on top tables. But other than that, guys, that's it for the video of today. Thank you so much guys for watching this video. Any comments you have for the deck, or any suggestions, or you know, anything in particular about the Aqua Force deck, you can put it here in the description down below, and I will message him personally and I will try to get back to you. Alright, so other than that, it's been Joel and I'm out. Later.